there, this is my first YouTube video, so you could possibly call me a YouTube virgin. Seasoned pros out there watching this, if you want, you can give me some pointers. Okay. Now, in front of me I have a piece of paper, and it has a big zero. You're probably wondering what this zero means. Okay. Now, please be patient, be with me. People know the concept of nothing, or having nothing. It's something people have understood for a long time. Before the invention of the zero, its modern use by the Islamic civilization, Roman numerals were used which were very limiting. The zero predates the Islamic civilization. It was used by the Babylonians, the Sumerians and the Mayans. All made use of it as a symbol of some sort. It was the Indian mathematician Brahmagupta who made practical use of the zero in equations of addition and subtraction. He is one of the first to recognize it as a symbol and a number. Later the zero travelled to China and the Middle East around AD 773 to Baghdad in the Middle East. Al-Khwarizmi, the famous Arabic mathematician, used it to invent algebra in the 9th century for multiplying and dividing numbers, which are known as algorithms. The zero then travelled to Europe, brought by the Moors to Spain. The Italian mathematician Fibonacci used equations, therefore not needing to use the abacus, which was quite common at that time. Fibonacci's equations became very popular among merchants in balancing their books. By the 1600s, the zero was very common use in Europe. It was fundamental in the works of Descartes, Isaac Newton and Leibniz in calculus. The zero has paved the way for physics, engineering, computing and financial economics. So the history of the zero is one of the most important inventions of human civilization. Bringing the zero up to modern times, I want to use the zero for a completely different use altogether. I am holding a piece of paper, here we are, with a big zero. I hope you can see this zero. Okay. This zero could be your bank balance, return on your investment, your pay rise. It could be your exam results. It could be what's left after you paid your bills and rent. It could be what's left after you had a good meal out. Zero could be your promotional prospects, your chances with the opposite sex. It could be your chances of winning the lottery. So the zero has many uses and functions. I wanted to use the zero in one particular context, in politics. I can see some skeptical looks in my viewers' eyes. You may ask, what has the zero to do with politics? Well, let me explain. I live in the UK, the birthplace of democracy. The UK has two main parties, Conservative and Labour, and a smaller party known as the Liberals. So the UK for the last 100 years has been run by the two-and-a-half party racket. Now the zero is the influence that the UK voter has on public policy. I'll repeat, you, the vote-paying public, have zero influence through the ballot box. Some of you will have already figured that out. Please be patient and follow my logic. Now, if a political party does something you like and voted for, it's not because they have listened to you, it just happens their interests coincide with yours. When the UK government decided to invade Iraq, some 2 million or so people registered their protest against the invasion. It made no difference. Tony Blair, the then Prime Minister, went ahead anyway. He had given a year earlier undertaken to Bush Jr., also known as Dumbo Bush, undertaking to go with the US to invade Iraq. So in the UK, when you vote for a candidate to be in power to serve your interests and needs, well, I'm sorry to tell you, this is a big lie. When you vote for candidates, you are voting for them to serve power, not to be in power. The viewer may well ask, if voting makes no difference, what should one do? Not vote? Not voting is not a solution. You must vote. Either next time you go to the voting booth, cross out all of the candidates with a black pen, then write none of the above. This way your vote will be registered but not for any candidate. If you really want change in the country, you must vote for minority candidates with single issue policies or minority parties. For instance, if you believe we need to get out of the European Union, don't bother with the upcoming referendum. The referendum will be designed in such a way to convince you to vote yes to stay in the EU. So if you're a small business, your best interests are served by UKIP. They are anti-EU and pro-small business, and they want migration control. If you're not well off, which is most of us in the UK, vote for the Green Party, as they have one very good policy. A citizen's income paid to everyone. Wherever you are, you will have a living wage, which will meet your basic needs and give you a dignified existence. Remember, the citizen's income is not welfare. It is income which you must earn in the community. As long as people in the UK keep voting for the two-and-a-half-party racket and nothing will change, we need radical politics. Just remember, the two-and-a-half-party racket has been running the UK for over 100 years. This would be seen as enough time to sort the country out and its problems. UK is a shambles the way it is run. So make yourself familiar with the big zero. The zero in UK politics means no change and no influence. If you genuinely want change, often used as a slogan by many parties, you can vote for change. So let's turn the zero into a useful positive number. If you find politics hard to understand, don't worry. My advice, don't read papers, don't listen to the radio or the mainstream media, the TV and the news channels. It's mostly propaganda. Go to the internet. There are lots of people out there who are very clever and knowledgeable who have websites which give you enough information so you may make an informed decision. There are also YouTube lectures. There's people out there who know an awful lot of stuff, industry experts in just about every field, and you can log on to and listen to them if you don't understand the same or at the same time find it difficult, just keep persevere. Watch non-UK media like Russia Today and Al Jazeera, who give a more balanced view of UK politics. So get active, turn the zero into a positive number. Go to my website called thegoodsociety.com. I have it here. Okay, make sure you put the hyphens in. This is a new website, and there's lots of articles on there, a whole range of articles on many subjects, and you can make comments. Kind regards, Tiger Motor.